Good morning, welcome to Ag Talking Raw, where I talk raw about agriculture and other things that are on my mind. And today we're actually gonna take a trip down comment lane here. All right, so last week, big things happening in agriculture. Big things happen in agriculture every day. There's places that didn't get rain that have rain now, and places that have had rain that have gotten a lot more rain and have dried, and other places that have had rain and it's dried up. Yeah, it's just like the same vicious cycle of life. Excuse me here, just drinking coffee and it went kind of down the wrong pipe. But anyway, we were pretty dry there for the last month. I mean, the end of June and into July was pretty dry. We did have an inch of rain here, an inch of rain there, but I believe my dad said we had somewhere around 5 inches of rain. I don't have a rain gauge up anymore. For the most part, I'm not growing corn and soybeans, so I really don't care. It's a shame of it. I really don't care. It can rain, it can't rain, it's fine with me. If I'm putting out fertilizer for grass onto, for a second or third cut, then I care. But right now, it just doesn't seem like I'm in the caring mood. It doesn't matter if there's an inch or 3 inches. When it gets up around 5 inches, though, that's when I start to care, because I can't get into the fields with the baler, and it takes longer for it to dry out. So I'm kind of in that little conundrum right now. We have 3 days of somewhat sunny weather with chances of showers. And I mean, I can look here real quick while I'm still talking. The 10-day forecast. Okay. So, this is the 10-day for us. I got today and tomorrow sunny. And then everything is rain up until this last day, which would be on a Tuesday. Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Is like a partly sunny or partly cloudy day, which, hopefully the weather breaks and I can get out there and bale there or mow. It's 60, 50, 50, 70% rain. I could risk it and go out and mow a bunch, and then have this 8 days of shitty ass weather. Or I could, just sit back and do the things that I need to get done. There's a lot of things that I need to get done. Finish up farmland assessment forms. I had a couple of them come back for no address, and undeliverable. So I got to go up to the township buildings here and straighten that out so these people don't lose their farmland assessment. And I have to go down to Delaware Township. I have 5 or 6 of them down there that I just need to get those papers out to them, so that into the tax assessor, so that they do not lose their farmland assessment. So there you go. But anyways, let's read some comments here. Last week I was talking about John Deere versus New Holland, and I had somebody ask me why we ran a New Holland combine versus John Deere, and my comment was that New Holland does thrash better than what John Deere did. And John Deere is famous for throwing grain out the back, and there's cracked and damaged grain. If you're running a John Deere and you think it's the best combine in the world, just go ahead and try a New Holland, and you'll change your mind. So Northern Farmer Tyson, he chimed in here. He said, "This is true. RTR will thrash a way better sample than a John Deere will. The 9600 is a lot harder to keep throwing out the back, especially in canola." Now, I don't know why canola would slip out. I mean, I did oil seed in the past, sunflower seeds, the little black bastards, and they find every little hole that there is. I even combined reed canary grass, which is a very slippery seed, oily seed, and they found if there was a hole, it shot like water. It's crazy, but throwing it out the back is a little different. Wes, get a Claas Lexion. Wake up. Well, I heard a little bit about the Claas Lexions being very unreliable. There was a neighbor up the road here. He's actually about 20 miles away from here. He had one for about half the season, and he said it was just the biggest piece of shit he ever owned. So that was that. He did away with that. Timmy Cornpicker. This is someone I went to school with. He's a neighbor up the road also. Sauerkraut in a glass jar is better than in a tin can. Yeah. He says, anywho, I'm going to have fun combining oats because of this rain, but corn looks better than it did a week ago. I'd agree to that. I saw some oats down the road here or from somebody else we went to school with, and if we get the rain that they're thinking, they're saying we're going to get, guess what? Those oats are going to be black, and they'll be worthless. The only thing you can do with black oats is mix some molasses with them and sell them and sell them to horse people. This guy says, scrap the Gleaner and get a Kloss Lexion. Timmy, I love your response. Give me $400,000. I don't think you're going to get it for $400,000 with the heads. They're expensive. Okay, so here's something Timmy had said. Timmy Cornpicker said, which is true, and I do not remember this, or I vaguely remember this. I do remember seeing one of these combines over in Ottsville, Pennsylvania, and I thought, well, that's a weird-looking machine. So, original Gleaner rotary is transverse, but there is an axle Gleaner now, which is most likely a Silver Massey Ferguson, which itself owes its origins to the white 9700 axle rotary from around 1980. I think John Pavlicka has one of those white. I don't know if I think his is a 94 or 95. Was 90? I think his is a 9700. I don't know. I'd have to go look at it now. It still sits down there, but I don't think his is a rotary. I think his is just a conventional. Late 80s, early 90s were a complicated time for both brands before AGCO, because of Canadian government involvement in trying to save them. Anybody remember the white rotary turning into a Massey rotary? No Ferguson on it, as short-lived separate venture. I think I remember seeing one of those over in Ottsville. I don't know who it was that had it, but I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. I thought it was weird. It was different. Florida basements and in-ground pool. True. So, let's see. Me and my family is a dairy industry and farm in northwest Wisconsin, but what also sucks with the dairy industry is all these big stores like Walmart and stuff dropping all these little family farms and use the mega dairies to get the milk and putting us little guys out of business. Just sad to see is how it's gotten. I agree with you. I agree 100%. These mega stores, when I was a kid, we had Lane Co. Lane Co. was a family-owned company, and I believe they bought their milk from Welsh farms. I think it was Welsh farm. It might have been Raritan Valley Dairies or whatever. Raritan Valley Dairies. They were local and they bought local. Now Walmart, they don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit about anything. If they can get it cheap, produce cheaper, and to draw, and it actually is a draw into their store, because they can sell milk for $1.80 a gallon if they own those mega dairies, which I believe that's what they're doing, $1.80 a gallon, and then what does that do to the local creamery? It puts them out of business. They just can't do it unless they're paying up for the milk in the local the local dairy, and then. If they buy them from the local and then dropping the price, I don't know. I think it's just to get them into the store. These Walmart grocery chains. We shop there sometimes. Costco too, because it's cheaper. I mean, we're human beings. I mean, we should all just ban them, but we don't. I thought this was funny. Basements. Europe and UK have dungeons. When I was in England, it's kind of funny. Me and Teresa had gone to a castle. We might have went to a couple of castles. And I had said to her, I said, this woman in the thing, I said, they're all just ruins. And she says, oh, yes, they were plundered years ago. I just started to laugh because they were plundered, plundered. It's not a word you hear every day, is plundered. And she laughed, too, in her English accent. I thought it was cool. It was cool. But I had a lot of fun A lot of fun in England. If you ever get the chance to go, or if you're from England, go travel around a little bit. There's history all around you in England. It's crazy. Here in the United States, we don't really have any ancient history. There is ancient history sites, but they're not American. They're Indian history sites. Like we have a copper mine down in the valley on the creek. It's called Copper Creek. Everybody thought it was called Copper Creek because of Copperhead snake. It's not. There's copper down there. Copper in New Jersey. I mean, copper's everywhere. I could show you right where that hole is too. I played in it when I was a kid. This is funny. Europe has basements. Germany, France, Netherlands, Denmark, Spain, Italy, Sweden, and Ireland. I do know they have basements. I've been there and saw them myself. Keep up the talks, Wes. That's funny. They're basements. Who gives a shit, right? I mean, I have a basement in this house. So, you are mistaken. In Ireland, there is little or no basement over houses. Actually, basements are under houses. Only very, very old houses would be likely to have a basement, and that a lot of them are filled in now. There are houses with them, but few and far between. What's wrong with having a basement? I mean, what's wrong with having a basement? It's cold storage here in the United States. But, my coffee went down the wrong pipe, I'm telling you. Okay. Since the quotas have gone in Ireland, everybody's gone crazy with cows. Even guys who had 20 cow-calf pairs now milk 150 plus cows. And a lot of grain farmers have converted to dairy, and there is a shortage of straw, and those people wonder why. Oh, don't worry, 150 cows will give way to 1,500 cows, and then 1,500 cows will give way to 15,000 cows. And then you're going to have what you call a real mega dairy, where they're milking way more than 15,000 cows on rotary parlors and things like that. And then you're going to be like, holy shit, what are we going to do now? All the little guys are going to be bankrupt. All those cool little farmsteads with the beautiful scenery and stuff, it'll be corn right up to the stone walls. James O'Brien is a blight on the ag industry in Ireland. Good God, my reading. They encourage us to make more milk, cut costs further, do more work for the same money. But the processor and the supermarket still get their margin per liter, so the dairy industry is booming, but the dairy farmer is bankrupt. Well, there you go. Adam Porter, you hit the nail on the head there. Oh, there's more to it. When I get the reins on my farm, I'm going to 60 cows on 120 acres to keep the bulls and surplus heifers for beef. Rent 30 acres for winter barley. I can't figure a rotation, though, where I can get good use out of sowing grass and not wasting acres. An acre of winter barley feeds my cows and her calf and replacement heifers. Beef, bull, and straw beds the cows. I need 1.3 acres to feed the cow and her respective followers with grass. So how do I rotate that efficiently? So I'm plowing grassland too early. I don't know. You guys have a little different way of doing things over there than we do here. Adam Porter, a lot of people are getting sick of TGASC. I don't know who that is. It's got to be, what is it, the Secretary of Agriculture over there? I think things will change over the next few years in relation to how farming will be practiced. What country are you from? I'm from Donegal, but it's a nice part of it and near the border in the east of the country. Okay, Donegal. Where the hell is that? I don't know where. If you're in Ireland, between Northern Ireland and Ireland, I don't know. Thanks for the hat thing, though, Joseph. Good morning, Wes and Teresa. Great video, Wes. Thanks for sharing. Have a great day. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading here to see what I've got. Okay. Hey, Tyson and Wes had a 1990 1660 Case IH. I have a 2011 Deere. He can clean weed up way better than I can. He has over 5,000 hours and I have 1,600. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's John Deere's plague is throwing shit out the back, bigger, bigger, bigger. And the size of those combines are just unbelievable. If you were to put that next to, say, the Axle Flow, well, the Axle Flow is pretty big too, but the twin rotor combines and now Gleaner's 7 series, those things are small. Yeah, they're small. Obviously, you haven't had any good grass-fed beef. River Valley Farm, I have been told that it's good grass-fed beef, but my taste buds said, old shoe. Yeah, no. If you've got good grass-fed beef, that means that somewhere, someone is not feeding that animal grass. There's grain or something in there other than grass. That's just the way it is. Yeah. When you trade your Krone baler, how much percentage of MSRP are you hoping to get back? As much as possible. I have no idea what they're going to attempt to rape me with. I don't know. Wes, if you weren't a farmer, what would you do for a job? Porn star? I was thinking porn star. I think that'd probably be the route that I would take. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't know. What the hell would I be? Yes, my name is Buck. Buck naked. Yeah. I think that's been overused. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Most people have basements here in Indiana, at least in my area. Probably more than 75% of the houses I worked at have basements. Okay. Hi, Wes. Interesting to hear about your thoughts on grass-fed beef. Here in New Zealand, we don't have any feedlots, and most livestock are raised in an extensive grass-based system. Having never tried 100%, no. There's no 100% grain-fed beef. They don't do that. I can't comment on the comparison, but reckon our beef and lamb is the best. Of course, everyone does. Home kill is 100 times better than supermarket bought. I can attest to that. Me and Teresa had a steak that she bought from supermarket there, and I was like, man, it just didn't seem right. It didn't taste good. It wasn't good. There was no flavor to it. I don't know why. It was expensive, too. So thanks for your insights on American farming system and the problems you guys are facing. It's surprisingly similar to over here. What are your main public pressure on historic farming systems? Over here, is a big push on water quality. Now, water quality has always been a big thing. Runoff. That was one of the reasons why we did downsize the dairy and then eventually defunk it instead of expanding like everybody else wanted us to do. It was slurry store. You had to put in like 120 and 150. I think the system was $120,000 they wanted us to put in, and we had to do to reduce it. We had to do the majority of that work. So, yeah. How did you end up with an Oliver 1755? I know you sent it up the road for parts Farmall M. That's true. The 1755 sat in a barn, and it was there for years and years and years. It was a lawyer owned it, and I delivered hay to her, and she had no use for it. It just wasn't useful. So I traded her 750 bales of hay for that Oliver 1755. I got the shitty end of that stick. It was just a piece of shit. I mean, I know there's a lot of Oliver guys out there that just love their Olivers, but I don't know. It's a good shit spreader tractor. That was about it. Once or twice a day. Twice a day it needed to run for 20 minutes. That's it. It was just a piece of shit. Never cared for it. Never will again. Nah, never buy another Oliver. If I buy another Oliver, it means I've had an aneurysm and I've forgotten who the hell I am. That's all I can say. That thing, from that stupid engine coupler to the engine knock, I mean, I should just pulled it. I don't know. Should have parted it out. I tried to get somebody to a boneyard to buy it, but they didn't want to give me anything for it. So I gave it, basically, I sold it pretty damn cheap to a kid, Yeah. Anyway, turkey beef. The best beef I've ever had was dairy raised, bar none. Yeah, well, you can silage, corn silage, haylage, uh, ground feed, soybeans, wheat. You can put a little wheat in your mix if you want. Yeah, corn, soybeans, wheat, hay, alfalfa, clover. We used to feed it all. I mean, we did. I was just talking to a guy yesterday about missing chopping silage. He says, "Oh, I do 7 acres in a weekend by myself." He says, "I can do it by myself." I was like, "Yeah, well, 2-row Fox chopper."
Have to make coffee.
You do? Would you like me to block this thing out so that they don't see your naked butt? I see your nose. Okay, here we go. Go, go, go.
Why do you have to do that when I have to do things? Hello?
Okay, so she's... Ooh.
Shut up.
Shake it. Shake it. Whatever. She's funny. Okay, what else we got here? Have you ever thought about a bale stacker to pull behind the baler? No. Well, yeah, but if wet weather, you're screwed. Took my wife to Virginville to be recycled. Didn't work. That's funny. You can't recycle a woman. You can go get a new one, and don't ever get them in Virginville. They're just nothing but a bunch of whores. That was sarcasm. Joke. Probably plenty of fine virgins in Virginville. Why don't you use grass-type tires on the 8530? Because when I need to go through mud, I need real tires. I do need to put new tires on that tractor too, but there's other matters that need to be addressed long before that. So yeah. But anyways, all right. So we could let's talk a little politics. I just love to talk a little politics at the end of these things. So what did she do? Oh, I'm not in my underwear. So anyway, yeah. So I was watching, I think it was Facebook, and I don't watch TV much at all. But I was watching Facebook a little bit, and I don't watch Facebook very often either, But there's these little clips of things on Facebook that intrigue me. And one of them was this Jeanine Pirro when she was on The View, and Whoopi Goldberg comes off the hook at her and starts yelling at her for, Donald Trump being a racist and all this stuff. It's funny. Donald Trump actually got an award from that was presented to him by Jesse Jackson. You know who Jesse Jackson is? The black minister Jesse Jackson, for being an outstanding employer who employed minorities or black men and women. So how does he go from getting an award from Jesse Jackson, who now hates his guts because he's the president of the United States, to to being a racist pig? And you know what? I don't know. I think that's an overbeaten dead horse. I mean, it's hamburger by now, the damn thing. I don't know that Donald Trump is a racist. I think it's funny when there's a photo of people that are going to the White House to meet with the president, and he puts it on Instagram because I follow him on Instagram. Because I just kind of like to see what's going on. And I did follow Barack Obama on Instagram too, but he never really put much up there. Are you ready to go back in there?
Yes.
This time, shut the door.
I will.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
You ready? Go. Ready? Go. That ass. Damn. Anyway. Yeah, so I did follow him too, but he very rarely posted on there. I've since stopped following him because he's not the president anymore, and I really don't give a shit what that guy does. Anyway, it doesn't matter who was the president. If you look at the people that are behind them, how many black people are interested in politics anyway? I'm sure the black people that are interested in politics are actually in politics. It's an election. If people like what you're saying and feel that they want that person to be the leader, they'll elect them, color or not. I always felt that the electorate or the campaign system in the United States is a little bit wrong. Not wrong, but there's room for improvement. Well, my thoughts on the campaign system are quite simple. I mean, okay, every 4 years we go through it. Well, every 4 years. It's like the midterm of the presidency. You get people that are saying, "Hey, I'm going to run for president." So 2 years into the new president's term, you get people saying, "I'm going to hit the campaign trail," and then for the next 2 years until the election, you see these people that are just on the TV. Elect me in 2 years, 2020. It's so and so for 2020. Okay, and I guarantee you Hillary Clinton runs against Donald Trump again. I just got this stupid feeling that old hag is going to run against Donald Trump again in 2 years. So that the campaign's going to start. She's run for president for what, 3 times now? She was close. But I don't know. I think she's unelectable at this point. But you never know. I mean, there's people like Whoopi Goldberg that would, sign her in as the president without any voting at all. But anyways, my thoughts on the electorate or the election process should be quite simple. It should be no face, no gender, no political party. Either on a piece of paper or even if they wanted to do a political ad. Hi, candidate A wants to do away with this, this, and this, and supports this, this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. Candidate B, same thing. So, if they want to have TV spots, which I know that's how they pay for television, is through these campaign ads. I mean, the amount of money that they spend is staggering as to what they, to keep their face fresh in the news and on TV so that you will want to elect them. It just is what it is. And one candidate will pick out pieces of another candidate's, advertisement or rally, and then pick out certain pieces, and through editing that can make it sound like they're either doing this is great for the country, and the other one can take the same exact rally and twist it through editing to the point where it's not great for the country. This is going to be the end of the world. World War III is going to come from this. You know how many times in my lifetime I've heard that this person is going to end up putting the United States into World War III? We haven't had World War III. And, come on. Obama. World War III is going to happen because of Obama. Well, Obama did a lot of shitty stuff. George Bush, World War III. Well, we were in a war, but we were attacked, and, I think it could have been a little more decisive and more, go cutthroat, go for the kill instead of hiring other entities like Blackwater to go out and do their job for them. I mean, I thought that's what the U.S. military was. We didn't need mercenaries. We needed the U.S. military to go in, unrestricted, follow the rules of engagement, obviously, but unrestricted. None of this, we're going to Mosul in a month. I mean, come on, what the fuck was that? That was Obama, by the way. So now we're not going to have World War III. But if you take each one of those candidates, what they stand for, what they want to do, what they're unwilling to deal with, and, you put it on a piece of paper, and then a piece of paper. We could do a piece of paper. Mail it to everybody. If you got an address and you're registered to vote, a piece of paper, you go, and then when you're done, it has a barcode on it for the person you feel best represents your views. No face, no gender, no political party affiliation, nothing listed on that piece of paper. And then you tear off the one you want, you go to the voting booth, you don't even have to say, hey, I voted, because that barcode will have your name on it already, and you stick it in like an ATM style machine, all the same, all 50 states, all of our territories, all of it, all the same. Perfect example of simplicity. Not this voting machine for New Jersey, not that voting machine for Florida, not the other voting machine for Colorado. One type of voting machine, one type of ballot, no mistakes. It can be computer tallied through a barcode, and it can be counted in the event that it is close, because everybody's like, well, computers can be manipulated. Well, paper can be manipulated, but if you take the manipulation of a computer and the manipulation of a paper, it's kind of hard. You know, you have to have two. So you get this piece of paper, you read. If you can't read, you'll have a website. Come on. We live in the day and age of computers, so you have a website, and it can read for you. If you're blind, fine. If you're deaf, you're registered as a deaf person on your voter registration card, and then you can braille it, or somebody can figure it out for you. Anyway, there's a lot of ways that we could do this that are way better than what's out there. Because, you know, honestly, I've watched a lot of these videos where people will say, "Oh, do you support a candidate that wants this, this, and this?" And they're like, "Oh, hell no." Well, what is your party? "I'm a Democrat," or "I'm a Republican." You know, and I've seen it over and over and over again. And they're reading, and it was really popular when John McCain was running against, I think he was running against Obama, wasn't it? Yeah. John McCain ran against Obama the first time, and the second time it was what was that? Not Mike Huckabee. Was it Mike Huckabee? Was it Mike Huckabee? No, yeah, Mike Huckabee, I think. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're losers. They don't belong. I'm glad John McCain, with his brain tumors and aneurysms and shit like that, I'm glad he wasn't the president. But, you know, you take that piece of paper, you put it in. The next morning you wake up and they announce, "Hey, you elected an independent. And it's a female. Holy shit, can you believe that?" Or, "You elected someone from the Green Party." You know, boom. There you've got a Green Party. And, of course, it'll put the world into a tailspin because nobody will know nobody out there in Europe, Asia, Africa, or any of these other continents, you know, Australia, South America, would even know who is running for president until the day that we find out who actually won. You know, because, listen, if you put it on TV that, nope, we got a woman that's running, and she had sex with a guy in 1975 who turned out to be a serial killer. You know, who gives a flying fuck? Just like Donald Trump. Who gives a damn if he screwed some porn star 8 years ago? Was he the president 8 years ago? No. Was he the president 5 years ago? No. He's been the president since 2017. That's it. The election was in 2016, right? 2016? Yeah, 2016, 2017, 2018. Who gives a damn what he did before he was the president involving women? So what? I mean, come on. Bill Clinton got a blowjob in the Oval Office. They impeached him, but they didn't remove him. This guy had sex like 6 years ago with some porn star, whether he did or didn't, or two of them. Who cares? It's his choice, it's his business, and that's between him and his wife. It shouldn't be between him, his wife, and the country. It should be between him and his wife, and it's something that's in the past. Who gives a damn? So, I don't. You know, I really did give a damn about Bill Clinton getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. You know, I mean, what the hell? He was married to Hillary Clinton, for God's sakes. And if Hillary accepted it, still, I don't even get that. But, I don't know, I wish I was a fly on the wall that night that he got busted. But I kind of think that it was something that he had done all of his adult life was, you know, to womanize and, you know, take advantage of, you know, young girls and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Donald Trump may be the same way. Grab him by the pussy, I guess, you know. I mean, locker room talk, is it? Did he actually do that, or was he just, you know, talking like he, you know, trying to be cool, you know? It could very well be that's what he did. Who knows? Who cares? It was before he was president. What he does while he's in that Oval Office is what matters. So, yeah. But wouldn't it be awesome if they actually did that? Just said, hey, you know what? No longer faces, no longer a political party affiliation on TV. You're going to get a card. They can bombard us with the list of things that they want to do, you know, while they're in office on TV if they want to. Nobody will watch it. But you get that you get that voter card, you tear it off and say, hey, you know what? Candidate A really, you know, calls to me. Peel it off, stick it in a machine, read your barcode, you've cast your ballot, and it's done. And it's done. Simple. And surprise, you elected a gay man, a gay transgender. That's what you elected, a gay, transgender, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're gay or transgender. And the flag that's going to fly over the White House is going to be rainbow colors, and he does an awesome job, or she, or it, or I don't identify as anything. You know, who gives a damn? Who gives a damn what their sexual preference is or anything like that? For all I care, as long as they're leading the country in the right direction that suits me, I don't care what they do. You know, as long as when they're at their job, they're doing their job and they're doing it the way I thought, the way I expect them to do the job because I cast that ballot to them. I don't care if they dress in a rainbow unicorn freaking helmet, whatever. Just do your damn job. You know, that's all that I care about. So they're never going to do that, though, because it doesn't spur the economy. It doesn't spur hate. And I'm sure if a transgender got elected into the Oval Office, holy shit, it would spur some hate. But you know what, though? I mean, it would be fair. I mean, it would be as fair as you'd ever could imagine a fair winning could be, because there's no hate spewing on the... I mean, if you ever read the book 1984, The Morning Hate, that's what I contribute or attribute the campaign ads as, The Morning Hate. I mean, for for the last 6 months of the leading up to the election, it is The Morning Hate 24/7. Every other ad is, I hate this person, he's going to destroy the country, the steel industry is going to die, the dairy industry is dead, you're going to starve to death, we're going to have World War III, and it could all be avoided by just a piece of paper with I don't care if there's 25 candidates on that piece of paper. Pick one. You know, read them all, understand what they all stand for, tear off your little card, put it in the machine. Boom! Tomorrow we got a gay president. Yay! You know, we're all happy, right? Rainbows and unicorns for everyone. The rest of the world would be like, holy shit, now look what the United States has done, you know? I mean, they're all feeling it right now. I mean, when Donald Trump was elected, I cast my ballot. Yes, I voted for Donald Trump. I am not ashamed or afraid to say that I voted for Donald Trump. I thought Ben Carson would have been a good choice. Yes, Ben Carson. Of all the candidates running, I thought that Ben Carson, you know, he was the most sensible. The problem with Ben Carson was he was too soft-spoken and he was easily ran over by the other candidates. I mean, Jeb Bush ran him over, for God's sakes. But I think Ben Carson would have made a good president, my personal opinion. As a matter of fact, probably if Ben Carson was on that card and all of the things that he stood for, I would have voted for Ben Carson, unknowingly voted for Ben Carson. So, yeah. But it all has to be fact-checked before they put it on that card for sure, you know, and that's just the way it is, so... But anyway, let me get back to it. When I went to the day that I voted for Donald Trump, it was election day. Me and Teresa got on an airplane and we flew to England. I don't know if I told this story or not. We flew to England. It was a red-eye flight. You know, we hopped on the plane at night and before the election results, and I kind of regret that a little bit because I would have loved to stay up and watch the TV. All these liberal fake news, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, people being like, oh my God, it's Donald Trump, you know? It would have been awesome. But I had one better. We get off the airplane, we got to go through customs, and there's this cute blonde girl, you know? I always thought that English girls, you know, they always say that English girls are homely looking. This girl was cute. You know, me and Teresa goes, and she asked us a few questions. So what are you doing in England? Like, coming here to buy some tractors and, you know, tour your country a little bit. Oh, okay, so when are you going to go home? Like, I don't know, we'll be here for 7 days. Are you going to go home? That's what she says. Are you going to go home? I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? She's like, well, you know Trump's won, haven't you? I was like, yes! I was like, oh holy shit. And then for the next 7 days, you hear on the radio, every time we turn the radio on, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. North Korea is going to bomb us and all this shit, you know. Hey, has it happened yet? No. So anyways, I've yammered on for about 10 minutes with the political thing. But tell me if you think that that's a better way of electing a president, by not knowing the gender, the gender, the political party, the idea of no ads on TV other than, hey, vote for candidate A, or vote for candidate B, or vote for candidate C. You know, I mean, we could probably end up with another illegal, another non-citizen president if they didn't do their fact checking. But you know what? It would be pretty awesome. I'd love to see Trey Gowdy as the president of the United States. But anyways, I've been yakking for 40 minutes, so... Anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out One Lonely Farmer channel. That's my other channel. And, yeah, enjoy your day.